I'm Eddie Gomez in Sacramento. I don't have to tell you because you already know today's Earth Day. So the question is, how do you teach young children about taking care of Mother Earth when sometimes it can be hard getting them off those electronic devices? So today I came to the Sacramento Children's Museum to talk to some experts and get some tips.
There has to be a hands-on component where they can literally get their hands dirty, be making something or doing something, and while they're doing that, we kind of slip in the educational components of it. Have kids' music going in the background, have bright, colorful hula hoops and things, so it's kind of a mix of fun stuff and educational stuff. You can take your kids to someplace like the Folsom Zoo where they have rescue animals and talk to them about how important it is for animal habitats. Go pick up garbage along the American River Parkway and talk about how it affects the ecosystems there when garbage gets into the waterways. They are our future, so we definitely want them outside feeling ownership and responsibility for keeping the earth clean and ready for the next generation.